In this video, I'm going to be working on the Gen 8 Axe Edition, so stay tuned if you want to see more. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I got the Gen 8 Axe Edition on my bench here, and I want to do a couple of things to it. So I've been using this truck quite a bit more here and been really enjoying it. And I think it's time I do a little bit of maintenance. I got a couple of things I want to change, and I want to add the mirrors onto it for a little bit of a scale look. So I got the little package here that it comes with. So I'll add those mirrors, and I got my grease. So I'm gonna pop off the portal boxes, see what the gears look like there. And also I'm gonna take the axle pumpkin covers off and see what it looks like inside of there and add some grease to it. I do feel the front suspension is a little bit too soft, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some 40 weight oil to the front. I could not figure out what oil it came with, so I'm guessing it's not 40, it's probably 30 or under. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some 40 weight to it, and I think I might add some 35 weight to the back just to stiffen it up just a tiny bit more. So I'm gonna take the wheels off and get to work on this thing. So I'm gonna take the wheels off of it and get to work. So let's do it. So first I'm gonna start with the front passenger wheel. Pop that off real quick. And then we can start disassembling the portal box. So it is a small, it's a 1.5 millimeter. Okay, so here is a look at those gears. Definitely a little dry in there. So I'm glad I decided to go ahead with this little project and go ahead and add the grease to it because it looks pretty dry, but the gears do look pretty beefy. The box design is a little different than the Traxxas, but the gears are definitely solid, so I'm pretty happy to see that. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my grease and apply it here and rotate it around and get it in there. This is a Mobile One grease. You can get this at any like auto parts store. Should have Mobile One grease. This is good equipment grease. This is what I use on my machines at work. So you don't gotta go too heavy. Spin it around, get the gear covered up. I just use a toothpick to get it out. And spin it around again, and that should be pretty good for that gear. Put that down, and I'm just gonna go and get it all around on the upper gear here, just like so. Nice and simple. And then upside down. I can't put it back on. Take a rag and just kind of wipe some of the grease that's coming out of the box. So that's it. That's all you got to do to add a little bit of grease to your portal boxes. When we're done, we'll come around to the pumpkin and do the front and rear those. But for now, I'm gonna go around and do all of the portal boxes. Okay, so here's a good look at the pumpkin gear. Looks like it's got some grease to it, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit to it, but surprisingly, compared to the portals, it's got quite a bit of grease on it. Okay, so I have all the grease applied to everything and it's ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the shocks. Not as complicated as what I was thinking, but you do have to take out the 2 screws on this C-hub setup here that the portal box goes into, and then that allows you to get your hex in there, and that's how you take out the bottom screw on your shock. Not a giant fan of that setup, but I guess it's not that hard. It's only 2 screws, but just a little thing on design that I was looking at. Well, all right, guys, we got the grease and the portals, all that stuff's all taken care of. I got my shocks, letting the air out. I just put them in my little Crawler Innovation foam block, letting them sit there, let those air bubbles come up. I'll probably let them sit there for a good amount of time to make sure that I don't have any problems. So in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move on to my body mod here. I got the pack of mirrors and I kind of have to figure out how they go and how I want to put them on. So let's get these things open and see how they go together. Right here, they do come with some nice reflectant for you, and then we got these little pieces. So this looks like a little block that probably goes in the back, and then that's gonna go like that. Okay, so I got the mirror all assembled. So you got this little deal here. You need a 1.5 millimeter screw, and then you're gonna have to ream your holes in the body, and then you take this piece and that's gonna hold it on to the back side of the body. So then you can flip it in and out. So I'm gonna go ahead, get the other one installed, and then get the holes all put together. All right, so I wound up getting the mirrors on, but it's kind of sketchy. You're supposed to use these little pieces they give you, and getting the screw back there, I didn't quite have the right size screw, so I just took a little bit of shoe goo and just shoe gooed it on, so that'll dry up pretty good, and that should hold them on there. I'm not sure how they're gonna hold up anyway during crawling, so even if they come off, I can just peel some of the shoe goo off and get the right size screw, but I figured this way, I don't know, maybe that'll work. It's really hard to get a screw in there, which is kind of a pain in the butt. I wish they kind of, I don't know, with the interior not being removable, they give you these things, and I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it, so I went the shoe goo route. So I got the body all set. I am gonna put the soft top back on because these turtles I want them to be my drivers pretty much, and I don't want them to get scratched up when I flip it. So if I put the soft top on, then their heads will kind of be protected because they are kind of expensive, and I'm not gonna just straight up ruin them. So yeah, I'm gonna put the soft top back on, and the shock should be all set now. So I'm gonna get the truck all back together and see how it feels. Well, all right, guys, that is it. Truck is done. Everything went off rather easily. It is a little weird where you take the knuckles off to get the screw out for the shocks, but overall not bad. I hope they hold up. It does feel a little bit stiffer. I could not figure out what the stock weight was, so I'm assuming it wasn't as high as 40. I'd say maybe on the 30 side. I forget what the TRX4 comes. I know that's a heavy truck, so I was thinking it was in the 30 range, and I went ahead and I did 35 in the back. So I mean, it does feel pretty good overall. The mirrors look good. I hope the shoe glue holds. It kind of is crappy, but what are you gonna do there? So now all my gears are greased, and I also, the other day, I did mess with the bumper. I put a Vanquish bumper on there and tucked it in, but it was too tucked in. I didn't really like the way it looked. So I did do a little bit of more trimming and just kind of tried to make that a little bit less bulky because it is big, and I cut the bottom of the fender off right here as well and then trimmed it up. So, you know, it is improving. I do think I want to get a little bit of brass for it, maybe just in the front. But other than that, it's pretty good. I got, this battery is pretty light, but I do have one other battery that's like half the length of this, and I'd have to weigh them, but it's going to be a little bit lighter, so that will, you know, keep the weight down a little bit because it is, you know, on the heavier side. But I definitely think it does feel stiffer, you know, all around. And I moved the shocks up on the little hoops there. One notch is all you can do, and I even did one in the front, so just to kind of maybe bring it down a little bit. But I've been pretty happy with it. I like what the top does. So now I got mirrors, I got my soft top in there to protect my turtles, and I'm pretty happy with the truck, and I can't wait to get it back out on the rocks again and report back and see how the shock tuning went. Maybe I have to do it again, maybe not, I don't know. Let me know what kind of shock oil you guys like to run in your rigs, or if you got a Gen 8, what you run in it. But other than that, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.